bolts finger tight. They all have washers on them. The kit does come with 1 extra bolt, and it looks like 3 extra washers. It says I'm only supposed to have 2 extra washers, but I did count. Of the 10 bolts, there's a washer on each of them, so I'm not too worried about that. As long as you got them on there, then you're all set. So what I'm going to do now is torque them to 20 to 25 foot-pounds, and you're going to do cross tight. So if you do this one first, then you're going to go here, then here, then here, then here, then here. You're just not going to go around, all right? It's the same thing as if you're putting your wheels back on. So I'm going to get to that to tighten it up, and I'll be back. All the 25 foot-pounds in the effort of full disclosure. I use an 8mm hex. The manual or the instructions for the cover say it's a 5/16, and that's what this is. It's a 5/16, but the 8 fit very well, and I didn't feel like I was going to strip it. You can see, you know, it's a good fit. So 8 works fine. Now the next thing you're going to do is check the drain plug. Obviously my drain plug is on, and also one thing that helped to do to get the all the things tight, remove the dipstick. That way you have a straight shot at that that one up there. Of course, I didn't put my gloves on. This is all slimy down here. So this drain plug on these are magnetic, which is nice. One of the reasons I got it. Just wipe down the bottom of the diff cover now that you have everything tightened up. Get any of the dripping residue off. That way you're going to know if it's leaking. So now we can put that back on, start it by hand, and then you can finish it off with the ratchet or torque wrench. And I believe the torque spec on the drain plug is, it just says do not over tighten. So I'm just going to stick with this one. Get it started in here, and then go around, all backwards because it's upside down and reverse. So it's going to go in righty, and once it, you know, kind of, you'll feel it's flush. So once the thing stops, just give it a little extra turn if you can. If you can't, don't force it. So that should be tight. There's another Allen key included in the kit, which is on the floor somewhere. Where did I put you? Well, anyways, whenever I find it, I'll be using it, or I'll just grab one of my own. I'm going to remove this. This is going to be for the factory fill line. So when you fill it up here, once it starts pouring out here, that's good. Like I said, my diff is not level, and the truck is not level right now on the ground. It's, you know, going uphill. So after I fill that, I'm probably going to fill it with an extra quart anyways, to fill it up. So I'll be back with that. Alright, I got it. It was under the instructions. So just fill it, go in here. Actually, might want this end. And just crack it loose. And then the rest can come out by hand. Alright, so we're going to go on to filling it up. Okay, so now I got all my quarts with me. They come in these type bottles where you cut the top off to fill it up. I like to just cut one, and then all the other ones I just screw this off, put it on. You have to screw it off anyways to take the seal, so it's not a big deal. And then that way when you pour your old fluid into it, you don't have to worry about the little black cap falling off if it tips over and pouring everywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead. What's nice about this truck and having the space is you can literally just tip it up here and let it all drain in. And it is gear oil, so it's going to go a little slower. But if you saw my transfer case video where you have to pump and stuff, that really sucks. So this is a lot better, even though you have to sit here for a bit. It's a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll show you when it starts coming out of the fill hole. Alright, so if you see, this is on the 4th quart. It's starting to come out. So what we'll do is, or it's 3+ quarts that it's coming out, and I have reason to believe that that's mostly because of the incline it's on, so, and also the angle that the diff's just put at. I'm going to put the plug in, make sure it's flush. I'm going to take this here, paper towel, wipe it down, wipe all the stuff that came down. So now that I know I'm at least at near stock height or stock fill level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dipstick that comes with this kit. Make sure you clean it off. Alright, and then what you're actually going to do is you're going to screw it down all the way and then loosen it up. We're going to get a reading, and we are up to that first dash. Now I want to be closer to the second one because I know, you know, basically it's giving you what the low reading, like the highest reading possible because of the way it's tipped. You know, if you come out, it's going to be a little lower. So if I get it to the high mark, I'm at least satisfied that it's above where it is. Alright, you're recording. Alright, so I just put the 6 quart in. I actually, you know, I was happy with how it was on the dipstick after 5, but I was reading the instructions that should take approximately 6. So I just put a 6th one in there. I think it has to do with, like I said, all the oil obviously is pulling to the back because it's downhill, level down, and the dipstick is on the back. So pumpkin goes all the way up to the front, so I wanted to make sure that all the stuff is filled right. So 6 is what I ended up putting in there, and then we'll just tighten that up so it's snug, and you're done. For those who are curious, this is actually a temperature port, so if you get a temperature sensor and you want to know what your diff temp is running at, you can run it, you know, say you do long towing or a lot of that stuff, you can run it down, and then the sensor goes right in there, and you can have the little gauge up in the cab with you. So that's how to do a diff change, diff fluid change, or change the covers. How this would be different if you had your original thing on there. Obviously you'd have to put a bead of silicone around the cover. Make sure you go on the inside of the bolt holes, don't go the outside, because it'll start leaking out of the bolt holes. What you're going to do is you'll put it on, you'll torque it down, or the RTV instruction will give you something. You'll be at half torque for a while, so it'll set, and you might have to wait an hour, and then you come back with the full torque. And once it's cured, totally dry, that's when you can put the fluid in. You'll fill it through the fill plug until it starts pouring out, and then you just plug it back up. Also, on the cover I showed you those metal shavings. If you're reusing the cover, make sure you clean off all that magnet, so you're not recirculating that those metal pieces. Also, it'll attract better if it has more open surfaces. So that's that. Have a good day.